All right, so let's have a look at question number 8. In question number 8, we're told that Marla buys 2 types of mobile phones, B-Flow and C-Flex, from a company to retail. One B-Flow mobile phone costs $60 and one C-Flex phone costs $80. She buys X B-Flow and Y C-Flex. AI says Marla must not spend more than $1,200. So she can spend up to $1,200, but she cannot spend more. We're to write an inequality to represent this information. Well, first of all, one B-Flow mobile phone costs $60. So if one costs $60 and I bought X of them, the total amount of money I spend is 60X. All right, so if I know the cost of one is $60, I bought X of them. So what I spent is 60 times X. I spent 60X dollars. Now, one C-Flex phone costs $80. I bought Y of them. So I spent a total of $80Y dollars on C-Flex phones. Now, the amount of money I spend or the amount of money Marla spends must be less than or equal to $1,200. Because remember, Marla must not spend more than 1,200, meaning she can spend up to that amount, but she must not spend more. Let's move on to the second part of the question. It says the number of B-Flow phones X, that's X, must be greater than or equal to the number of C-Flex phones. So that is greater than or equal to Y. Write an inequality in X and Y to show this information. So these are the 2 inequalities, or 2 so far. Let's turn the page. So the number of B-Flow phones, which is X, must be greater than or equal to the number of C-Flex phones, which is Y. All right, so let's see what the next page holds. Sorry, in the next page now, or the third part of the question, we're asked to represent the 2 inequalities on page 22 on the grid shown below. Label as R the region which satisfies both inequalities. All right. So we have to represent these inequalities on a graph. All right. So the first thing is that if I wish to represent the inequality 60X plus 80Y is less than or equal to 120 on a graph, I must draw the graph, first draw the graph of 60X plus 80Y is equal to 1,200. So again, if I wish to represent the inequality 60X plus 80Y is less than or equal to 1,200 on a graph, I must first draw the graph of 60X plus 80Y is equal to 1,200. So let's divide the entire equation by, let us say, 20. If I do that, I'm going to have 3X plus 4Y is equal to 60. If I want, now I can start, let's go back to my graph and see what my scales are like. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's 4 centimeters to 5 units. Interesting scale. All right. So this is, so each of these would be what, 1.25? So 1.25. And each of the smaller divisions would be 0.25. All right. All right, so let's get our points needed to draw the graph. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to select values of x. I could say when x, so values of x we should be good to select are like, I could say when x is equal to, let us say 5. When x is 5, we have 3 times 5 is 15 plus 4y is equal to 60. 4y would be equal to 60 minus 15, which is 45. And y would be equal to 45 divided by 4, which is 11.25. All right. So 1 point on this line is x is 5, y is 11.25. I need 2 points to draw a straight line graph. So let's get another point. I have 3x plus 4y is equal to 60. I might choose when x is 10, when x is equal to 10. I'm going to get 3 times 10 is 30 plus 4y is equal to 60. 4y is 60 minus 30, which is equal to 30. And y is equal to 30 divided by 4, which is 7.5. So another point on the line is 10, 7.5. So let's plot those 2 lines, those 2 points. All right, so if I plot those 2 points, I have 5, 11.5 and 10, 7.5. 5, 11.5. So this is 5, 5, this is 5, 10. All right, and remember each centimeter represents 1.5, 1.25. So 1.25 plus 10 is 11.25. So this is 1 point on the line. It is 5, 11.25. Another point on the line is 10, 7.5. So this is 10, 10, 5, 10, 6. This is 10. This is, remember each of these is 1.25. So this would be 6.25. Add another 1.25, and this becomes 7.5 here. So this point is 10, 7.5. All right, so let's draw a ruler through those 2 points. Draw a straight line through those 2 points. All right, when we do it, look something like that. All right, the next point, the next line we need to draw. We need to draw the line, so we need to represent the inequality. X is greater than or equal to y, which is the same as saying y is less than or equal to x. All right. Now, if I want to represent the inequality y is less than or equal to x on a graph, I need to draw the graph of the line y is equal to x. Now, the line y is equal to x is a straight line that passes through all points on the graph where x and y have the same value, because y is equal to x. So it would definitely pass through the point 5, 5, and it would pass through the point 10, 10. All right, because x is equal to y. Whatever x is, y is the same thing. So let's plot those 2 points and draw a graph. So 2 points on that second line are like 5, 5. This is one of those. 10, 10 is another point. So that would be here. I could use those 2 points alone. All right, obviously the line is also going to pass through the origin, which is 0, 0. The line y is equal to x passes through all points on the graph where x and y have the same value. All right, so I have my 2 graphs. So this is the graph of y is equal to x. And this is the graph of 3x plus 4y is less than or equal to, and let me put, well, less than or equal to 60. All right. And this is the line. All right, this I'm representing the inequality y is, what is it? All right, so one is less than or equal to 60, and the other one is y is less than x. All right, and this is y is less than or equal to x. And we're asked to identify the region that satisfies both inequality. Now, this is the region where y is less than x. And this is the region where 3x plus 4y is less than 60. So the area that satisfies both inequality is this area here. All right, I don't have time to do this nice copper shading. All right, so this is the region that satisfies both inequality. All right. So let us see now what's the next part of the question. The next part of the question says the total number of mobile phones is represented by X plus Y according to the graph. What is the total number is represented by X plus Y according to the graph. What is the largest possible value of X plus Y? All right, so let's go back to our graph in order to answer this question. So again, the total number of mobile phones is represented by X plus Y. All right, and according to the graph on page 23, what is the largest possible value of X plus Y? Now, in linear programming, which is this topic, maximum and minimum occurs at the turning points. So the turning point here is, maximum and minimum occurs at the point of intersection of the common area, or the vertices of the common area. So that's one. It's a little off, but I think we can make it out. So let's determine the X value, because it is at that point that you get the maximum value for X plus Y. Let's determine the X value. And let's determine the Y value. All right. So the X value here, this is 6.25. This is 7.25. And each of these small division is 0.5. So 4 of them would be an additional 1. 6.25, 7.5, an additional 1. This is 8.5. Definitely is 8.5. All right, 8.5. And the maximum value here, X plus Y value here, this is, I think I might have to use that point, but let's figure it out. The value of X here is 7.25. This is 8.5 as well. So this is 8.5. 8.5 plus 8.5 is 17. So I don't think that's the answer. I think the answer is here, where X is 0 and where X is 20 and Y is 0. So this is my point here, where X is 20 and Y is 0. As I said to you, the graph is a little bit off, but that should have been 1 point on the line. X 3x plus 4y is equal to 20. All right, so let's turn the page and finish the question. So the total number of cell phones, according to what is the largest possible value of X plus Y, I think that the largest possible value is 20, and this occurs when X is equal to 20 and Y is equal to 0. So remember, in this topic, you're going to get maximum and minimum at the vertices of the common area. One vertex is 8.5. And another vertex is 20, 0. And the third vertex is 0, 0. So obviously 0, 0 is not going to give us maximum. And for X plus Y, 8.5 plus 8.5 is 17. That's not maximum. Now, for the point 20, 0, x plus y is what? 20 plus 0, which is 20. So the maximum value of x and y is 20. Let's have a look at the B part of the question. All right, so for the B part of the question, it says the table below shows pairs of values of the function y is equal to x squared plus x minus 4. On the grid provided on page 25, plot the remaining 4 points and draw the graph of the function. So we need to plot the remaining 4 points and draw the graph of the function and write down the maximum or minimum value of the function. All right, so let's see which points are plotted and which points are not plotted. All right, so let us see. The first half of it is plotted. So if that be the case, I'm guessing another point will be here. Another point will be here. And this is utilizing the fact that the parabola is a symmetrical shape. Or we can double check. That will be 0 minus 2. Let's see if that is one of the points. No, 0 minus 4 is a point. All right, so went ahead of ourselves. 0 minus 4 is a point. So here is a point. All right, so this should be another point. This should be another point. Let's double check those. So 1 minus 2, 2, 2, and 3, 8. 1 minus 2, 2, 2, and 3, 8 is my third point. All right, I think I have all of them now. Now I'm ready to draw my graph. I'm not going to try and draw it pretty now. I'm just going to try and go through the points as much as possible. So that's us going through. I'm like a perfectionist. So, all right. Right, and this one is definitely not going perfect. All right, so let's just try and see if we can do our best to sort of finish it up. All right, on that bottom is a little pointed. So we definitely don't have the perfect graph here, but you get the point. All right, let's see if we can get it a little better at the bottom. All right, so this is the graph of, so we're asked to draw the graph. This is the graph of y is equal to x squared plus x minus 4. So this is y is equal to x squared plus x minus 4. All right, we're asked for the minimum point. In this case, it's minimum point. So this is the lowest point on the graph where you get the minimum value of the function. The lowest point of the graph is where you get the lowest value of y. And reading this, this looks like y for me, y is equal to minus 4.4. Yeah, 4.4. All right, so To answer the question, I would say that write down the minimum value of the function. So y min is equal to minus 4.4. That's the minimum value of the function. Then we're asked, using a ruler, draw the axis of symmetry of the graph on page 25. So the last thing we need to do is to draw the axis of symmetry. Guys, the axis of symmetry is a straight line that passes through the turning point. The turning point in this case is the minimum turning point, which is the lowest point on the graph. So a vertical line that passes through the lowest point on the graph, that line, all right, not perfect. It's actually the line x is equal to minus 0.5. So this is the line x is equal to minus 0.5, and that line is the line of symmetry. It's not perfectly drawn, but you get the idea.